All right, everybody, we're going to start with the ingredients. We're going to have minced onion, new salt, which is a potassium versus a sodium seasoning, onion powder, celery seed, and our sodium-free beef bouillon. This is powdered stuff. Important to do because it really works for this recipe. And we're going to do 3 pounds of burger, even though this recipe will be for 1 pound. I also have, so the recipe itself will not need that Cavender's seasoning. I'm just getting a little bit on it just because I love that seasoning. It will up the sodium just a little bit, but it's still gonna have, this burger will still have a lot more potassium than it does sodium. So in my book, that's a win. All right, so I got all the ingredients mixed in there, and yeah, it looks like just hamburger right now. You kind of see the seasonings in there. I'm gonna let it sit for just a few minutes, let the minced onion kind of, I don't know, get a little wet in there, I guess. Just kind of let the ingredients settle in, and then I'm going to use a regular pan. This is the other part. It's going to be your choice of what you want to use. I am using butter, so I'm going to be adding just a little bit more sodium to this. I promise you though, even when it's all said and done the way I'm doing it, it's still going to have a lot less sodium, have a lot more potassium than what most people's hamburgers are going to have. Alright, you can see and hear the sizzle right now. This is another thing too, is I use 80-20. That's just what I prefer to use for hamburger. If you want to go a little bit leaner and get a little bit more fat out of your recipe, you could definitely go with a 93 or 90. That's completely up to you. Now I'm just kind of putting on some of my seasoning. This is what I prefer to use. You can use whatever seasoning you want. The recipe itself is just straight up just for the hamburger. You always have to take into consideration whatever extra seasoning you're putting on there, whatever toppings, whatever condiments, those are all going to add to the nutritional value, or even the nutritional disvalue, I guess. Still sizzling. Also want to mention that the nutritional value that I have listed is for a 1/4 pound burger. These ones are definitely going to be, I'm going to say, close to a 1/3. I don't have a scale at home, though that is something I do want to purchase here pretty soon, so I could be a little more accurate with my nutrition counts. All right, so I'm going to take my first bite of this batch, and I do have to say I have some mustard on it. I have a full-size bun. The mustard it's only 55 milligrams of sodium for a full teaspoon. So of all the different condiments you could put on a burger, mustard is going to be your best bet if you're trying to lower your sodium. So let's see how it is. It's full flavor. I mean, it's just like any restaurant or home burger. Still has a salt taste to it. It's just going to come from new salt from the onions, from the other stuff, but it doesn't have all the sodium in it. So I would say that's a success.